How we doing? We are live and Arsenal have just won another game. 3 wins on the bounce. How nice does that actually feel that we can sit there and smile about another 3 points? And it's very evident that it's upset quite a few people. And it's a shame, innit? And yeah, let's make a few things very, very clear for all of you that want to sit and listen and want to understand a few things. First and foremost, I've had a lot of people talking over recent weeks that Arsenal are in a relegation battle. The moment you speak or try to talk about football, people tell you they can't hear you whilst you're all the way down the bottom. And I've made it a very, very clear point. We were never going to get relegated. It's not going to happen. And I believe that our luck would turn around eventually. But if you're very quick to sit there and criticize us for being in a relegation zone and fighting relegation, then right now we're actually less points away from first place than we are the bottom 3. So make your mind up what you actually want to banter us with. Because if we're in a relegation fight, but yet we're closer to the top, that don't make sense, does it? Find some new material, because we're not in a relegation fight. And you know what? All we can do as a club right now is go about our business. All we can do is focus on ourselves, win our games, and see where it ends up taking us. 3 wins out of 3 over the Christmas period. Everybody's found it quite difficult during this time. Even the likes of Manchester United in their last 3 games, they didn't win all 3 games. They dropped 2 points at Leicester. So everybody's finding it difficult in that respect. And what you got to do is beat what's in front of you and try and get the 3 points. Reese DeVal, DT, it's my birthday today. Come on, you Gunners, get better soon, bro. Happy birthday to you. And it's nice that Arsenal gave you 3 points for your birthday. So yeah, my instant reaction to the game today, that is one of the best I've seen us play in quite a while, to be honest with you. And I know that everybody will sit there and they will say it's West Brom. Well, you weren't saying it was only West Brom when they picked up a point at Anfield a few weeks ago. You weren't saying it was only West Brom when they drew 1-1 at the Etihad a few weeks ago. It always seems to be this narrative that whenever Arsenal play a team, it's only them. It's only them. Come on now. Beaten Chelsea quite comfortably. Had to grind out a result against Brighton. And then today, very, very comfortable against West Brom. What that does mean is that we're now only 3 points behind Chelsea. 3 weeks or so ago, Chelsea were one of the favourites to challenge for the title in the world of everybody on social media, that is. And now we're 3 points behind them. Amazing, isn't it, what this season's doing? So in terms of the game, standout players for me, Kieran Tierney, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Alexandre Lacazette. 4 players that epitomised our performance today. Absolutely superb. There's no masking over our problems this season and where we've gone wrong and what we've done wrong. There's no masking over how poor we've been. We already know how poor we've been. We've lost 8 games this season. The table don't lie in that respect. But what this season has showed me is that there's no real standout team this season. There's no real team that are walking away with the Premier League. I think Liverpool would probably be walking away with it if it wasn't for their injuries. But everybody else, they're kind of the best of a bad bunch. I think the season in itself is poor. Very, very poor. The best way of, comparing it would be that in the season that Jose Mourinho was sacked as manager at Manchester United, after the same amount of games played, they had 2 more points under Jose Mourinho than they do now. The difference is that season is Manchester City were playing like we expect them to play, and they were walking away with the title miles away at the top. So everybody's standards knew that it wasn't simply good enough. But now, because everybody's standards are crap, everyone's kind of getting misled into thinking that they're improving as a team. If there's one thing that I will take from this season as an Arsenal fan, it's that we've not improved and that we've been an absolute mess. But I actually feel that this could probably be the best thing to happen to us, the period that we've just been through. We knew that we needed to make changes. We knew that players were simply not good enough. And normally, bit by bit, these cracks start to reveal themselves. And you can start to slowly repair them step by step. The problem is with Arsenal is that we've been trying to repair those cracks for so many years that eventually they've just completely fell apart. And everything that's been wrong is all for everybody to see. And that is the big thing. So certainly not masking over Arsenal's season because it's not been good enough. But right now, we've won our last 3 games in a row. So we have to accept that. And we have to look at that and say, yeah, it's good. Dave Jr., Lee in the mud. Listen, there's a reason why I backed my manager. I think you saw with the second goal today, it's not the first time that Arsenal have scored goals like that under Mikel Arteta. It's very clear what he wants to do with this team. It's very clear what kind of identity he wants from them and the personnel. We just haven't had the right tools. And maybe he's been using the wrong tools to try and, get something out of it in the hope that it works, and it hasn't. But I genuinely believe that I've seen enough from Mikel to say that he will be able to change this team around if he's given the right tools. So this is why I look at the current situation and I say, you know what, maybe it is the best thing to have happened to us because there's no hiding place. There's no, rock to crawl under and just wilt away and get away with it or whatever it might be. We've simply not been good enough. And for a club the size of Arsenal, it's not acceptable. Even teams like Chelsea, for example, despite their recent, trophies they've won over the last decade or whatever it is, they're a club that predominantly know about relegation and bottom ends of the table because that's who Chelsea were before Roman Abramovich came along. So in that respect, that's their level of where they were. As an Arsenal fan, it's difficult being in this situation because we're not used to it. We're the third most successful team in this country behind Manchester United and Liverpool. Simple facts. Only 3 teams in the Premier League are in double figures for league titles. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's go through some of these questions. Vandy, Mina, do you think we can finish above Spurs this year? Do you know what? Anything is possible. This season is just mad. Right now, all I want us to do is focus on ourselves, not what's in front of us, and just win games. Tick them off one by one, and then see where it takes us. Our next 2 Premier League games are Crystal Palace at home and Newcastle at home. If we win them, that's 5 wins on the bounce in the Premier League. That's good going. And we do have some tough games after that. I believe we've got Manchester United at the end of January, day after my birthday, actually. So that's going to be interesting. Chance of doing the double over Manchester United because we've already beaten them this season at Old Trafford. Francis Jimo has said the president of the Rats was visibly unhappy of the Arsenal performance and win. Why are fans calling for Oba to be dropped? Fans are so short-sighted. Listen, the thing with Oba, is that he needs a goal right now. He's going through a rough patch. And we're very easy to forget just what he's done for this club. I believe today was his 100th appearance for the club. And I think he scored nearly 60 goals with 13 assists. So it's around about 65, 70 goal contributions in 100 matches. And people are writing him off. It's like, seriously, man, get a grip. So yeah, in terms of the performance today, like I said, I think that we start from the back. Kieran Tierney, did you expect any kind of performance when you saw it was snowing from him? That's just like summer holidays to him. Everybody's wrapping up warm and he's out there trying to get a suntan. But he was exceptional. His goal was superb. Him as a player is really starting to come to the forefront now. And I do think that when Aubameyang's time is done at Arsenal, Kieran Tierney, for me, captain. All day long, captain. He's got every attribute to be the captain of Arsenal Football Club and do the armband proud. I don't know what you guys think, but I 100% think that about Kieran Tierney. Pablo Mari, special mention to him. Because he's just came in and replaced Gabriel in the last 3 games and has been going quietly about his business, doing what he needs to do. And he's been excellent, absolutely excellent. Jonga82, Rats talking like Arteta ruined Oba. Can't he just manage Brighton and leave us alone? Listen, nobody's ruined Oba. All right, he's going through a tough spell at the moment. What Oba does know is that the people that do support him are there for him. And I think even after the game, AFTV put something out on Instagram, I think it was. And it was a picture of Oba. And they just messaged and said, keep working. And, keep your head up and that, because it will come. And he replied straight back and said, I will keep working. He understands. He understands. Believe me, there's many of us that have had conversations with him, when things were going right. And even when he was scoring goals and things were going right, he was never happy. He always wanted more. He wanted to score more. He wanted to do more for the team. The guy cares. Trust me on that. He cares about the club and what's going on. And he'll come good, man. A player of that caliber and a player who scores the kind of goals that he does for as consistently as he has done, it will come good for him, man. Just give him time. Rob Holding, I thought, was really good today. I thought the substitution of Bellerin was smart, given the fact that he was on a yellow card. West Brom was starting to attack that left-hand side. I think that was a ploy to maybe get Bellerin to do something rash and go down to 10 men. So I thought that was really smart in that respect. Midfield, I thought Ceballos, he done okay today. There were some good moments, some bad moments. I thought Granit Xhaka was really good in there. Kept things ticking over. And he's a player that's, done well since he's come back from his suspension. You've got to take your hat off to him in that respect. We do still need to, bring in players of a better caliber. But whilst he's playing, if he's performing like that, you can't moan. In terms of the attacking sense, Oba, his work rate was really good. But what he's missing is a goal. He needs, the ball to smack him in the face or something and trickle into the net, whatever it might be. He just needs something to fall his way. There was crosses that were inches away from his toe and a tap in and stuff like that. He was just really, really unlucky today. Bukayo Saka, absolute revelation. He's been absolutely immense. And another top performance from him. Emil Smith-Rowe has been absolutely superb since he's come into the side. And what we have now is a number 10 that actually works his bollocks off, as well as be able to create things. And there's another thing as well. Did you see the tweet by Mesut Ozil after the game? And the sly little dig he puts in there. That's the reason why that guy is not playing right now. That's the reason why he's not in the team. If you can't see it, I'm somebody that backed him more than anybody on AFTV. But even I've wised up and seen what's actually going on. Can you not see it? Honestly, wake up, man. We've just won 4-0. And he's out there putting tweets out and these sly little digs. Sooner it's over with, the better, man. Who have I not spoken about? Alexandre Lacazette. A month ago, he was being spoken about in the same way that people are speaking about Aubameyang right now. About 3 games, 4 goals. He's been absolutely brilliant. And his link up and everything else has just been superb. Bryce Tate has said, love you, DT. Glad you're well. How about KT today? Kieran Tierney was just exceptional. And I've already alluded to that and how good he really was. He was just so good, man. But in terms of Lacazette, yeah, absolutely superb. Also, an interesting stat is that no other team in the Premier League has more clean sheets than Arsenal away from home this season. We have 5 clean sheets away from home. Ironically, tied with Aston Villa and Emi Martinez. Bernd Leno and Emi Martinez. 5 clean sheets each away from home in the Premier League this season. And what I like is that Bernd Leno is starting to look more like himself before he got injured at Brighton last season. And I like that. And we've got on Twitter, Amin saying about another great performance from Pablo Mari. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it was absolutely superb in that respect. Kazi London, also on Twitter, has said some old school Arsenal passing today. Yes, it was. It was really good. And it weren't just one move. It was the first half in particular. We were cutting West Brom to pieces. And it was really, really good. Mo has says that Kieran Tierney is an absolute tank. He's a leader that we got. And Smith Rowe is so underrated. Can be a world-class midfielder one day. Pablo Mari is decent in every game he's played in as well. And yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. Kieran Tierney's just been immense all season, to be honest with you. Emil Smith-Rowe's coming to the side and he's been brilliant. And Pablo Mari, he's been excellent since he's came in. It's going to be a bit of a tough one really now as to who do you put in with Gabriel returning from COVID. I'm presuming that he will be okay to play and get involved in a week's time against Newcastle in the FA Cup. So it's going to be very interesting what he does because, you know, won 3 games in a row and, you know, you wouldn't really change that much of a winning side. You know, Gabriel's been our best centre-back this season. So it's a nice headache to have in some respect. It's a shame that one's not a right-footed player because then I think you might have to balance. And the thing that is very evident with Mikel is that he likes a right-footed centre-back and a left-footed centre-back, which is why I don't think you will play the pair of them. I'm not sure, though. You never know. Sutton Explorer, you know this is a mad season when we have conceded less goals than Liverpool. Glad to see you are looking better since getting COVID. That's how mad this season's been, that we've conceded less goals than Liverpool. Unreal. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I actually finished my 10-day isolation today. So I was literally running down the street, taking in the fresh air. It was amazing. You know, the smallest of things, the small luxuries. George M. Kotar, respect for Oba today. While the goals did not come, he never got greedy and picked good passes for Tierney at the right times. And again, if you watch the game objectively and not with, you know, this blind set of glasses that, oh, he's a striker, he hasn't scored, he must have played crap, then you'll realize that there was a lot more to his game today. And it actually wasn't a bad performance. Nobody says you're rattled by United and Spurs doing so well. If you genuinely believe that I'm rattled by that, then you clearly do not know me. Trust me on that. I made a very simple comment yesterday. about the incompetent refereeing in our league, and how VAR is not the problem, it's the referees. Instantly, Manchester United fans jumped into the comment section, and there's a majority of them that can have a bit of banter and a bit of a joke. And I wasn't saying anything rude or anything. I was just giving my opinion on the referees in this country as a whole. And then immediately, what do you get? Same silly little kids that just don't know how to talk about football without insulting your family and stuff like that. So I closed up my comments, and then I made a few comments. And the funniest thing, I literally changed my profile picture to a picture of Aubameyang when he scored at Old Trafford. Didn't say a thing, just literally changed my profile picture. If you go and look at the comments, then you'll see who's rattled. The fact that a man can change his profile picture and not say a word. Cheers for the $2.99 though, yeah? I'll go and buy some salt with that, yeah? Rattled, dear Lord. Unbelievable. And let's have a look at that, actually. Let me look at this. Let me look. And I'll tell you this. I changed my profile picture to Aubameyang, all right? And I locked off the comments. But there's been 391 quote tweets. And I would probably say around about 50 of them are abusing my family. For putting a profile picture up. Come on, man. Oh, Lord. It's all fun and games, isn't it? I don't mind having banter with people, man. I honestly don't mind. But all this wife stuff, you know, talking about my brother, my kids, it's like, come on, man. Really? That says more about you as a person, if that's what you're coming out with. That you can't throw banter in my way, you know, football banter. You can't get one over me by talking about football. So you try and throw the low blows in. It says more about you than me. Trust me on that one. And believe me, I take it with a pinch of salt. It's just, it is what it is, man. I'm used to it now. So I just get on with it. And Paddy the Greek says, stop talking bollocks about Claude. What on earth are you going on about? I've never spoken about him. I don't talk about him. And if anybody has said that I have, then please let me know where the hell I have possibly spoken about him, because I've never spoken about him. I've never mentioned him, and I have no reason to. So hope that answers your question. Weirdos, man. Huzkaz says, your comment on Robbie's post with Zidane about lead judges. You know what? I love judges, man. See, that's a guy there who you can sit and have banter with him all day long. Like, we'll sit there and we'll insult each other. But it's funny. And there's no malice involved. I call him Voldemort, you know, and he makes comments about me with somebody looking like or whatever it is. And it's just a laugh, man. We're two grown men that are just having a bit of, you know, a joke with each other. And there's nothing personal or malice about it. Ravi says, DT, how long you been DJing? Over 20 years now, probably about 25 years. DJ'd, Jesus Christ, man, all over the world, man. I've been like all of the main holiday islands. I was playing out there for a number of years. Before responsibilities of fatherhood and everything else. Played at some of the biggest clubs in this country. I love it, but it's been mad not actually DJing for like the last 10 months, I think it is, something like that, because of obviously COVID and clubs not being open. Shout out to Daniel Steckley. Yesterday's lineup had Gabriel, Martinelli and Thomas Partey to it, and some signings. That is the way forward. But what this signing should, what should the signings be in January? I really like the lad at Norwich, man. Buendia, I believe it's pronounced. I think he's quality, man. I genuinely do. And when he was playing in the Premier League for Norwich, I think he had the second highest chances created in the Premier League behind Kevin De Bruyne. And that was for Norwich. And I believe as well that he's got the same agent as Emi Martinez. And there was one other person that's actually still at the club now. It's a Brazilian player. I can't remember who the hell it was. Oh, man, I can't think. Someone showed me it the other day. I can't even remember now. But obviously, it's a South American thing because he's Argentinian himself. But I would definitely like to see him, you know, come into the side. I like the lad at Brighton as well, man. The centre midfielder. I think he's quality, man. Him and Thomas Partey. Basuma, innit? I think he would be... Him and Thomas Partey would be absolutely brilliant in centre midfield, man. Sutton Explorer, from this moment on, what would you consider a successful season and what are the realistic medium-term aims for the next few seasons? Do you know what? It doesn't change for me. I think that we've got to qualify for the Champions League, whether that's in the top four, which is going to be difficult, or the Europa League. We've got to aim for that. That's our minimum objective this season, which is to get back into the Champions League, because then you can go into the summer and look to buy a caliber of player that's, you know, fit for the Champions League. Saying that, we're in the Europa League and we were still able to buy Thomas Partey. So that says a lot about the size of this club. Oliver Smith, do you think that United can challenge for the league this season? No, I genuinely don't. I'm not even bantering. I don't. I think that they will come unstuck eventually. I just think that Man City and Liverpool will have too much power in the end. And I think that it might even itself out. And it'd be interesting as well to see how Manchester United handle the league once they now play in the Europa League, because playing on them Thursdays and then having to play on a Sunday is never easy. So I think the worst thing for Manchester United was probably dropping down out of the Champions League. So interesting to see how they handle it. But at the moment, I would say no. Bob By has said Oba has given his powers to Laka. It's like Space Jam, isn't it? Skullfuggery, for your video on my channel, got to say I probably spent an hour deleting, hiding vile comments about your family. Banter is banter, but was an eye-opener. Listen, there you go. You see it right there. You imagine you saw this much of it, this much. Some of the stuff, man. And you know the funniest thing, right? There was one person that I blocked on all my socials. Because of some of the stuff that he's been saying and sending and everything else. And I got an email. All right, this will give you an eye-opener into some of the stuff that you have to put up with. And listen, man, it's football banter at the end of the day. But I got an email and it said, you are an effing bitch, ass pussy, working class chav. I don't even want to say that word. But basically, the other word for a disabled person, CUNT, hiding away from everyone on Twitter, just effing die of COVID already and hope it takes your effing family as well, CUNT. Says it all, doesn't it? That says more about that person than it ever does me or anyone else. What I will say is that you see that kind of person, I could guarantee 100 million% he wouldn't have the balls to say it to my face. Not in a million years. Your ass would fall out quicker than you can ever run your mouth. So when you see that kind of stuff and you get that kind of... Listen, man. It is what it is, isn't it? All over football banter. Remember that. Daniel Steckley says, Bon dia gives me wet dreams. Oh, mate. Basuma and Buendia is a perfect window for me. You're feeling well with COVID. As always, love your content. I'm feeling a lot better. And also to all the members on the channel as well. Obviously, before the new year had finished in 2020, I was going to be doing a Q&A for all the members to the channel, strictly for the members. But obviously, with me contracting COVID, it was, a little bit difficult to do. And as you noticed, there's been less videos over the last, week and a half or so, because it's been really difficult. And the effects of COVID takes a lot out of you, trust me. So what I'll say to all the members is that this month there will be something. Just give me a couple of weeks to get myself back on my feet fully and over COVID. And we'll do a Q&A for all the members and everyone else involved. So the Dugout Football Channel, what a great win for Arsenal. Is this Sam Allardyce's biggest challenge as a manager, keeping West Brom up? Where will you finish in the Premier League? Happy New Year. You know what? I think the worst thing that West Brom done was sack Bilic and bring in Sam Allardyce. No love lost with Sam Allardyce. At the end of the day, he talks about Arsenal a lot. He should learn to shut his mouth and concentrate on himself. Last 2 home games, they've conceded 9 goals. That's not what you want when you're fighting relegation. So I think I feel sorry for the West Brom fans because I know a lot of them didn't want Bilic to leave. And now they've got Sam Allardyce in there playing his Brexit football. And it's just awful. Alex Kirk, big up the channel, bro. And big shout out to you as well. But yeah, look, listen, man. All round today, I'm very, very happy with that. Dana's 87. Some people like to hate for no reason. DT, keep doing what you're doing. Love your content. Big shout out to you. Listen, you can't keep everybody happy. People will hate for whatever reason. People can't take the fact when you banter their football clubs. If I banter Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, it's not personal, man. It's what football's all about. It's about having some kind of banter and a laugh and a joke. But there's some people like that little virgin that I just went and spoke about, who obviously have no life, who obviously have a poor upbringing. Let's be honest about you. If you can send those kind of messages to people so openly and so willingly, then it says more about how your parents raised you, if you had any parents to raise you. Because people that act in that manner probably brought up on the side of the street. Scumbag. That's all you are. And like I said, when you've got a pair of balls to actually open your mouth and say what you say on the internet to somebody's face, then I'll rate you. But until then, you're nothing but a keyboard little virgin. And I don't even need to waste any more of my time even thinking about it. Matthew Neal, hey DT, get well soon. Complete respect to sticking with your views on Arteta. Great to get 3 wins on the bounce. And listen, my views on Arteta were never going to change. I genuinely believe that he was the right man. I genuinely believe that he will take us far. And we need to just give him the right tools. Ahmad Diallo, 3 points behind title challenging Chelsea. Shame Lampard. I warned Chelsea fans about Frank Lampard. I'm sorry, I ain't seen anything from him to suggest he's a good manager. Didn't do anything for me at Derby, failed there. And anything but a serious title challenge with Chelsea, given the fact they spent £250 million, is a failure. I'm sorry, but it is. They've spent £250 million. How can you tell me you can't challenge for the title in a season where the league is so poor and you're only 3 points ahead of relegation Arsenal? Really? Come on, man. I don't think Frank will be on the job for much longer, to be honest. Oh, sorry. I lost the stream. I was trying to go through that. And I ended up knocking it out. But yeah, look, listen. Smatty Boom has said, where have the rats gone? Who knows? Scurrying around looking for some cheese. But the cheese is all gone. Omar has said, what happened? If you've got a MacBook, you'll realize that if you scroll sideways accidentally instead of down, it actually flips off that screen. So I actually flipped off the stream by accident. Come on now, I'm tired, man. It's nearly midnight in the UK. Huz has said, I'm a big fan of your work. Forget the haters. Keep doing your thing. I did see something about Mopai there. Where is that? Yeah, Toby says, Mopai, you're a cheat and I hope Brighton get relegated. You got to love Ty. Perth Luxury has said, what happened to that DTFC game footage that you said you had to hold back? Can you release it or give us an update from the FA? Yeah, I can give you an update with that. We were hoping that the FA were going to make a decision before Christmas. A couple of days before they broke up for the Christmas part, they contacted me and said that the other team had been very slow in producing, you know, their side of the story, shall we say. So a decision was not going to be made until after Christmas. They go back into their offices on Monday, which is the 4th of January. So I'm expecting a decision this week. They've already told me that a decision will be made as a matter of urgency. I think it's top of the pile. So they will deal with that this week coming. And when I know, you'll know. And as soon as that's out, I can release the footage. Ooh, it's going to be emotional. So, yeah, that's the current situation with that. Cahill O'Neill. Isn't Buendia less risk, better return for Arsenal? We've seen players struggle in the Prem, Werner and Havertz. It's a very good point. And the thing is, he has played in the Premier League, and I feel that he can handle it. Like I said already, second most chances created in the Premier League behind Kevin De Bruyne when he was at Norwich. Says it all, really, doesn't it? And if you've been watching Norwich in the Championship this season, even today, if you watch their game, he is quality, man. And it would be less of a risk. 20, 25 million, whatever it might be. Come on, man. It's better than going and spending like 100 odd million on a Kai Havertz. Let's get a couple more questions in as well. I did see someone say something. I think it was about Imagine Party when he comes into this side. And listen, man, that's the scary thing as well. When Thomas Partey comes into this team as well, I can't wait to see him in there. Would you take Julian Brandt? Yeah, all day long, man. I think he's quality. But would we get him off Dortmund in this window? Nah, I don't think we would, to be honest with you. So, yeah, again, it's whether we wait or not. Kartik Udas, have to stick with Arteta. Can't keep chopping and changing. What do you genuinely think we need in terms of new signings in the next few windows? Well, this one here, like I said, I think we should go for Buendia at Norwich, Basuma at Brighton, and I think that would be a solid window in January for us. But they Basuma, I'm not too sure about whether it'd be this month anyway. But I would definitely love to have him. I don't want Isco. No. I've had this debate with Robbie already. No thanks. I'm bored of all these players that have passed it and finished, coming in and just collecting a wage for a few months and pissing off. And I don't want this Dennis Suarez shit again or all that rubbish. No. Question from Adam. Grimsby Town fan here. Think we finally got new owners. About bloody time, so I'm in a good mood. Not an Arsenal fan, but always look for the Gunners' results. Think you are a top bloke, DT. Keep doing you. Shout out to you, Adam, as well. And who knows, if you've got new owners in at Grimsby, there may be one day we can see you fighting to try and get into the Premier League in a few years' time. Ironically as well, where someone was saying earlier on about me DJing, I've actually DJed in Grimsby before at a place called Melt Bar. Random. It was the most random night. Oh dear God. I still remember the night like it was yesterday, man. Crazy. When I say it kicked off in this venue. My God, it kicked off. So listen, Adam, I don't know whether that place is still there. You'll probably know where I'm on about if you're from Grimsby. Yeah, Melt Bar. What a place, man. That was a memory. That must have been well over 10 years ago now. Dear God. Man, showing my age, and let's go through some of these other ones. Aryan Sopjan, when you're going to do a stream party with you as a DJ. You know what? The only problem with me doing one on YouTube is the whole monetization rubbish and getting your things all cancelled out and whatnot. I'll probably do an Instagram one or something. I need to do one. I want to get back into a club again, man, and start DJing and being normal. Do you know what I mean? Like this year, but New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve just gone was the first Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve that I've not DJed in over 20 years. It's mad. Sitting in my bed, chilling at midnight, watching fireworks out my window. But then saying that, this is the first year that I've been able to do that. And I've been able to, be with my children because normally I'm working. So to be able to do that on Christmas Eve and, New Year's Eve and actually spend time with your kids and, a couple of my boys being awake at midnight and watching the fireworks with them and stuff, that's priceless, man. No amount of money can, replace those kind of memories and stuff like that. Listen, if you're anywhere in the areas and you want to come to one of my events when things get back to normal, then trust me, you want to come to one of my events. I remember I'd done one, I think it was before lockdown, actually. It was at a club in Bedford. And I remember everyone was in there and they were like, is that DT DJing, man? It was like, nah. And then towards the end of the night, I completely cut all the music, just cut it down. And I decided, I thought, you know what, let me try it. So I've done the whole, what do you think of Tottenham? Mate, the whole club, man, it erupted. It's on video as well. It's on one of the Blood Brothers videos where it was filming me in the club when I was DJing. And that was fun. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Trust me, when you're playing to like 2,000-3,000 people and they're in the palm of your hand and you're just having the time of your life, it's an amazing experience. Rohan has said that we need Buendia and Basuma in January. I would love to have both of them in January. Trust me on that. And for everybody in the comment section that are saying they're going to come and watch one of my concerts because I'm the rag and bone man. Honest to God, I swear I'm going to punch Ty, man, for that comment, man. Ever since he said it, it's like the only time I'm ever going to get away from that now is if I shave my beard off. It's unreal, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I have a beard, so I must instantly look like rag and bone, man. Oh, you just got to embrace it because you're only human after all, innit? Fuck's sake. Damn. Would I take Tariq Lamptey? Yes, I would take Tariq Lamptey. I'd love him at Arsenal. And ironic, do you know what a weird thing I see this week as well was that Thomas Partey follows Tariq Lamptey and has been liking some of his stuff. And What I will say to that, I think there's the Adidas connection there, same sponsorship, but also Lamptey is Ghanaian. I know he can play for England or Ghana, but obviously, listen, maybe the big man will be able to put a little word in there for Arsenal in Tariq Lamptey. And, you know, if he has any aspirations of playing for the Ghana national side, then who better to have as your mentor than the big man himself, Thomas Partey? So, yeah, maybe that'll be all right. Do you think Pochettino will do well at PSG? Yes, I do think he will do. He might actually finally win a trophy because he had no chance of winning one at Spurs, did he? But yeah, look, listen, I'm really, really happy with the performance today. It's 3 points. It's another win. And what more do you want over a tough period? And 9 points out of 9. I'm buzzing about it, to be honest with you. So, listen, massive shout out to everybody that's sent questions in. Shout out to everybody that's, you know, interacted and everything else. Like I said, hopefully over the next few days, I start getting myself back to normal now. I'm starting to feel more my normal self. The DT's dailies starting again from Monday. I still might need a couple of days break here or there, dependent on how I really come back from this. There's some days where I feel so tired still. It's really weird, but all in all, yeah, I'm a lot better than I certainly was over a week ago, because my word, that was tough, man. And anybody who thinks this ain't real, then yeah, I wouldn't wish this on my enemy, that's for sure. And I had it mild in comparison to what some people have had it. Jesus Christ. But yeah, listen, massive shout out to everybody. Keep an eye out for the videos. Make sure you subscribe already. If you haven't subscribed to the DTFC channel, get yourself over there. Links in the description. Well over 10K now as well. So a big thank you to everybody that subscribed over there. We got one hell of a video coming out any day now on the channel. Our last game before lockdown, the game that got abandoned with 20 minutes to go. We were 4-1 up against the only other side in the league that were undefeated, the side that run their mouth the most and were talking about what they were going to do to us. We completely and utterly battered them. And they're lucky the game got called off with 20 minutes to go, because by that point, they were already down to 9 men after having 2 players sent off. They had fans fighting. Mate, it was madness. I had one of their players attack me. It was fun. I loved it. But yeah, it's what it is. And once the FA have made their decision, we can release that video. So get yourself over there and make sure you subscribe. And then the truth will be told. And then we can go about our business. Hopefully, get the league campaign up and running soon, because we've played 8 league games this season. We've won 8, scored 47 goals, and only conceded 4. Top of the league and taking non-league really well, to be honest with you. So I can't wait to get back to doing it. So it is what it is. Massive shout out to everybody. And yeah, listen, what day is it today? Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I'll do a player ratings tomorrow, today, whatever you want to look at. It's not even midnight yet. So yeah, tomorrow, probably about midday UK time. So keep an eye out for that. And then we'll get back to the usual videos of DT's Daily from Monday. So listen, massive thank you to everybody that's locked in, sent your questions. It's much appreciated. And I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.